Okay, this one is for your content, and I want to start right in on it and then each time go in and throw in the element that we need to throw in so that everything is clipped. Do you see this thing here that looks like squares with lines in it and how it kind of flows along a text path? Or, I'm sorry, a path, not a text path. I'm going to do something on a text path later, but I want you to see that we're going to make this one first. So I'm going to, the second one we're going to make is this like Asian fan little design, and I'm going to turn off that one right there, and we're going to click back up on over here, and I'm going to go up to this top one that is right here. I should have had it. Well, I'm going to, okay, I don't know what I did with it actually, so let me go in there and see where it is. Let me close this one and let's go here and see what I did with it. Hopefully I didn't get rid of it. Actually, I did get rid of it. I don't know why, but I'm going to make it again for you. So it was a square. It was just an M key square. So let me click up on working art, and I'm going to make just a square. So I hold the shift key and I make a square. Now I'm going to go inside that and simply lock it for a second. Now I'm going to make a P key like this and hit the shift key and make a line on top of it. And everything is at 1 point in thickness. That's fine. And I'm going to go like this and just hold Command Option and Shift and make a second one, then hit Command D, 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 D. And then I'm going to grab all of these lines because I locked everything else up, hit the E key, and if you see, I can just grab this and just kind of maneuver them all over so that I get a decent spacing out of it. That's good. Now I'm going to group those, Command G. Now I'm going to unlock it and group the whole thing together. So I just made a box around everything, Command G, and I'll hit Command S to save the file. Now I want to turn that on a 45-degree angle. So I'm going to go like with the E key. If I hold the E key and hold the Shift key, you can see how it's going to snap to a 45-degree angle. So I'm going to hit Command C and Command F. Now I want to reflect it on 90 degrees. So I'm just going to hold the Shift key and reflect it going the other way. Then I'm going to take the E key and just turn it up like this or down like that, just so I get a reasonable look to a line, a series of lines. So let me see what it is I want to do with that. So I want to go halfway and halfway so that I get a reasonable thing happening here. Okay, I kind of like that right there, and I'm going to group those together now. Okay, maybe I will go exactly halfway. So let me actually align this thing and see if I can go first, put it right there. Now let's just go and see if I can get it exactly halfway. We're going to take both of these, and in the align palette I'm going to align everything to the halfway point. So we're going to go here and I'm going to align it just like that. You see how that aligned nicely just like that? Okay, so I kind of like the feel of that, but I am going to move this over so that I don't have that little space right there. So I like that little space right there. Okay, that looks really good. Now let me grab these and group them together. Now I'm going to work my way to my from right to left, because I want the thing that's going to be in front exactly to be where I'm talking. So I'm going to move this over and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I think that that is just about exactly where it was, and that looks kind of neat. And now let's just keep on hitting Command D until I get a whole bunch of those in there. So I'm going to go like this and just keep on hitting Command D. So now I have a whole bunch of those. And I'm going to make those into a brush. So let me just keep on hitting Command D. Okay. Now let's go like this and let's marquee those and Command G. Look at in the layer palette how I have a group, and I'll go Command S to save. Now I want to define that as an art brush. So let's go to here, here. up in this basic menu here and say New Brush. Make sure it's an art brush. Now in the art brush, I get this window to come up, and all I really want to do in the window is make sure it's tints and shades, okay? Because I want to be able to recolor it later. Okay, cool. Now, let's go over the artwork here, and let's turn on the letter B, and let's draw a line through here, but let's lock up for the moment the compound path, Command S to save the shape. Now, let's just kind of snaggle, or if that's not a good word, run a stroke around this, but not as predictably as you would think. So let's just run a stroke like this around the whole shape. And I'll come around like this, and let me actually put this one up here, coming off like this. Let's put this one over here, and let's just kind of custom fit it to kind of be something cool. Let me move this one up. Let's move this one up and over like this. And look at the whole generation or the whole geometry of it and see how we're doing. Okay, that's kind of cool. Now with that selected right there, let's just go to the art brush, the new one we just made, and let's click this one. Now I have those, and I have them going through the artwork. So let me click away and Option click, and now let me hit Command S to save. And with that still selected, look at how I could go to 1.5 on the stroke and make it slightly bigger. Now I like how that's cascading through there. It's a couple funny things are happening, like one thing right there is happening, so I'm just going to take that one off the screen. How do you maneuver this? Well, you can still click on the path. I can still move this over and take that one right off the screen. And I kind of like how that whole thing is working. Okay, Command S to save. Let's do the Asian fan one now, and let's, oh, I didn't show you what I wanted to do with that shape. I'm sorry. So let's call that shape number 1. So I'm going to take over here and call it shape 1. Now all I have to do is unlock this clipping path right here, which isn't a clipping path yet. Let's maneuver this one up into here and have the letter, see the letter, be above my first shape. So I shift click both of them. I'll zoom in. Okay, let me move the align palette and move down. Let's go to Object, Clipping Mask, Make. And you can see, okay, it says it must have only 2 objects in there, so Brian obviously wasn't watching what he was clicking on. So I want to click on this one only and Command click or Control click on these 2 shapes. And then one more time, Object, Clipping Mask, and Make, and I still get the same thing in there. So I have to make sure of what I'm actually clicking on. It says can't make the clipping mask. Clipping mask must contain more than 1 shape. Oh, I do have more than 1 shape. So click on this one and shift click on this one. There should be no issue with this. The only issue is that it might have actually, I might have to release the clipping mask first, but let's try it again. We will go in there, and I'm still getting the same thing. All right, sometimes it's, I know that what I'm doing is a reasonable thing. What I'm doing is a good thing, okay? I'm going to try this, though. I am going to move this 1 step lower than this outside the box. So I need to get this outside. I need to take this down to here. Close this group. Pick this up and put it right there. So the problem might have been that I didn't actually use the group of both of the shapes together. And I'm going to hit Command 7, which is to make the clipping mask now. So the problem, if there was a problem, was that I was actually clicking the shape too low. I should Command Z back and show you what I'm talking about. All right, one more time. And one more time. Actually, that was interesting because inside the group, there's a compound path, okay? all the shapes together made up the compound path. What my error was I put it directly below the compound path. I should have put it only below the group. So I'm going to move it back out just to show you again for a second time. And it's when stuff doesn't go right that you can't panic on. So I'm going to now look at the group. See the group of the B? Okay. Now I'm going to move the shape one step below that. Click on this and shift click on this. I'm going to need to click on that and shift click on that and go up to Object, Clipping Mask, and Make for the second time. I'm sorry this is taking so long. And now we have the shape. Now I need to go back in the group, click on the clipping path and put a stroke back on it so at least I can see where it is. Okay, now the next one shouldn't take that long because I'm going to lock up the clipping path, Command S to save, and I'm ready to go. I like the way this is looking so far. Now let's go in and make this kind of Asian fan shape. It's going to be kind of fun. So I'm not even going to look up there again. I'm just going to take the M key and make a little rectangle. Other than I want to see the size relationship. Okay. Now in there I'm going to go to a 0.5 stroke. And I'm going to take that, hit the A key, and I'm going to maneuver just the top. So I just marqueed around the two top points, and I'm going to hold the Shift key and move them over, make an arrow. Then I'm going to go make another shape like this and put it right there. So I'm holding Command Option and Shift and moved it straight up. Now in the Reflect tool, I hold the Shift key and I can just go up like this. See how I did that? I just moved the Shift key straight up in the Reflect tool with the very first movement, and it reflected it perfectly. So now I'm going to group those. Command G. Now I'm going to make a copy of them and hold Command Option or Control Alt, then hold Shift and move it over like this. And then that's going to get black. So I'm going to fill that in black. Now I'm going to come back out and make a group of those. Command G, because I always group everything. Look up here in the layer palette. Now I hold Command Option and I make another one like this. And I like what I've done. Now I'm going to make two more. So Command D, and that's going to be pretty. Now I'm going to take the A key and stretch out the middle a little bit longer. So I marquee around everything there. I'll zoom in, hold one of the points, hold the Shift key, and just make it a little longer, just to have a little bit of a cool thing. Now I marquee the whole thing, Command G and Command S to save the file. Now we're going to rotate it. Okay, so let me hit the A key and just move this down, grab one point. Whoops, sorry. Okay, let me grab this and just move it down. I didn't want to round anything off there. Now let's go to the Rotate tool. So inside the Reflect tool is the Rotate tool. I'm going to just take, with no key held down, and I'm going to move this over to here, right to the center of where that is right there. Now I'm going to hold the Option key, and in one movement, I need to move this over. In one movement, I'm going to move this up and let it kiss right there. Now I'm just going to back off of this. So I made two shapes. Again, move the pivot over. When you have it, hold Alt or Option and move it up. Now hit Command D and you can make the fan shape. So now I'm going to go all the way around like this, and I'm going to go straight down to the bottom where it's actually straight up and down. I can Command Z1, and I like what I've done because I like that shape being there. Okay, now I'm going to hit the M key. Before I do, I want to group everything together. Please look at how many shapes are in this layer palette. That's silly. Hit Command G to group, and look at now. I've got the fan right there. Okay, now I'm going to come up like this, start right here, and just make a big M key. And for the second time, I'm going to make sure I'm wide enough on that side. I need to show you that I need it to come over far enough so that the rectangle was bigger than the fan. You see it right there? Okay. Make sure it's on top of your group and shift click both. And for the second time, let's hit Command 7 and make a clipping mask. Now that becomes my next shape. I'll call it shape, I don't know, shape 2. So now save the file and let's put it in the artwork. So I'm going to hit the E key. We're going to shrink it a little bit. Now, if you don't want to use it, then you're going to have to make, and you want to save it in your working file. I should have put it down in my working art. I should be better in front of you here. So I'm going to move shape 2 into working art. Now I'm going to duplicate it because I don't know if I'm going to ruin it. And I want to click on one of them, shrink it just slightly. Okay, now move this up into here, and let's have this go like this directly on top of those lines. So how do I do that? Let's take and move shape 2 up into the put it right above into the group. See the shape 1 right there? Let's put this one right there, and you can see how now it has been clipped and we are ready to go on the next shape. So Command S to save the file. Let me show you that we are going to make this shape right here. Okay, and I got a little piece of reference for this shape just so you can have it, but I want you to see how cool this is and how quick we can actually make this, okay? Because I want you to see something that I've done with a text path that's very cool. Now I'm going to try as fast as I can to make this shape. So I click back down to my working art layer, and I hit the L key and I hold Option and Shift, and I make a center circle. I'll make it slightly smaller, or I'll try to keep it the same size. I'm sorry. And now let's go white fill and the stroke of 1 point. Now I have the beginning of it. Okay, so let me move this align palette so I can put everything on the screen, kind of. I'll move this one up until I need to move it down a little bit. Okay, that makes sense because I just want to have it close to this. Okay, so let's now hit Command C, Command F, hold Option and Shift and make this smaller in the center, and you can see that I'm going to make it back to 1 point of thickness, and or actually 0.5, and I'm good to go. Okay, so whoops, sorry, Command S to save the file. Now I'm going to do this one time and show you that it's not going to be as accurate, and I'll tell you what I'm trying to define. I'm going to hold Command Option and put this right there. I'm going to hold Alt and Shift, or Option and Shift, and shrink it to get it to a reasonable size. I want to spin this around to get as many circles within this that are going to look pretty good. Okay, so I get the R key for rotate. I have to reposition the circle right there. See how cool? Hold Alt or Option and just make a second one about right there. Now I can hit Command D and see if that's going to line up nicely. It actually didn't line up too bad, and I would accept it. I would actually just move it like up and over. I would go like this and then up, and you wouldn't be able to tell that that wasn't perfect. But I'm going to Command Z back, and I'm going to show you a different way to do it, and I want you to see kind of a neat thing. Okay, so I'm going to kind of delete it. I'm going to now hit Command C, Command F, hold Alt and Shift, hit the V key, hold Alt and Shift, and make one that's about here for what I'm going to use as a baseline of text. So I remove the fill, and I'm going to click the text tool in here. Watch this. I now have the text tool. Whoops, I want the text not in the path. You see the circle that's appearing with the text cursor? I need to go into the text tool and go text on a path tool. I'm going to click this. Now I have this thing that appears, and it's actually what is referred to as lorem ipsum text, but don't panic, I'm just going to type an O. Okay? Now, if you have too big of a font before you type, let me go like this. Before you type, put this down to about 10 points. Make sure this is down to 10 points. Then take your text on the path tool. Then hit your lowercase o. Now, I'm going to go like this and click it away, and with the direct select tool, click on this. Now I'm going to make it even smaller. Now that fits good. Now let me go like this, marquee the top of that right there, so this is highlighted, and just go down and find the text that I want to use, and I see that it is kind of like, I used that one before, and I could use that one again if I just go down a little smaller like this. So I'm going to go like that. take the T key, watch how cool this is, and simply click, this is neat, just click O again. Now, the reason why I hit another one, but I need to go down in point size just a tiny bit, or look at this, I need to go to a negative kerning. There's another one right there. So I'm going to take the direct selection tool and click away. I'm going to click back on one of them. Remember this tracking thing here from now on, and I'm going to go to -1, and I'm going to keep on going until that thing actually pops back in there. See how that was really cool? Now, look at how I can center those and make them look pretty darn decent. Okay? And that looks a lot better than it did a minute ago. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Okay? Now, what I want to do is not leave it as a font. So I'm going to click on it and go up to Type and Create Outlines. Now I have it the way I want it. And I want it grouped. And it came, excuse me, it came grouped. And if it doesn't come grouped, just hit Command G to group it. Okay, now let's go do the rest of this. Okay, so I'm going to click on this circle, this outer circle. I'm going to lock up those little shapes just for now. When I group everything together, I have to unlock them. So now I'm going to click on this outer circle, hit Command C and Command F, hold Alt and Shift and make this bigger, somewhere around here. Now I want it to go underneath the shapes that I did, so I have to move it down underneath, right here. Now I want to take the stroke doesn't need to be there. I'll leave it there, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't even need to be there. And I now have my black. Now I'm going to go Command C and Command F. I'm going to hit the V key, hold Alt or Option, and go like this. We're going to make this to 1 point on the thickness. I'll make the fill be white so you can see it. Now, I need to make it go underneath the black circle. Actually, all the way to the bottom. Sorry, all the way to the bottom. Whoops. Okay, what did I do? Oh, there it is. So I need to have this one go underneath all the way to the bottom. Okay, I kind of messed up my ellipses, so I have to see which ones go on top. There is that one. That one actually goes underneath. Oh, I can't believe I did this. That's okay. I could just simply turn off and on layers and make it right. Let me see which one this is. That one definitely goes to the circle. That one definitely goes on top. Let me see which one this is. That's that one. Let me see which one this is. That's that one. Where is my other one? There it is. So that one now goes to there. Now I have it all back. Okay. Now, I'm going to steal that center circle again. So watch how I do it. I just grab the center circle, hold the Shift key, and move it up here. I'm going to stretch it up like this, stretch it down like this, remove the stroke because I don't need it. We're going to take the P key so I can hold the Option key and click this to a more of a pointy shape. Now the same thing to spin it around the circle works. Now I'm going to actually hit the E key for a second and I'm going to thin this down. Whoops, sorry. I need to hold the Shift. I need to grab it with the regular selection tool. Okay, now if I hold the Shift key, it'll do it from both. Sorry, if I hold the Option key, it'll do it from both sides. That was silly. Sorry. Let me take the fill to a gray. Okay, now how do we spin it around the circle? Let's see if we can get this one right. We hit the R button, we grab the center circle-y thing, the pivot point, and we make sure it's in the center. We hold Alt or Option, and we just move it. Now I like them about that far apart, and I'm going to keep on hitting Command D and see how close I get. That's pretty good. I'm going to fake it. I'm going to take this one and move it slightly over. I'll take this one and move it slightly over. Then I'll take this one and move it slightly over. And I'll take this one and move it slightly over. And that's totally good enough. Okay, that's totally pretty. Now let's look and see what we've got. Okay, now I need to actually start unlocking things because I've got these two things so close together and I don't want to be touching this one. All right, so I'm going to actually grab this one and move it out of the way. And I want to go grab this one and grab everything inside of here I want to grab. So I want to grab this one like this. Okay, now I want to move this one out of the way. Now that whole thing should be grouped together. That whole thing. Command G to group. Now I have it. I have it totally grouped together. Now I'm going to make a bigger circle, and then we're going to make these shapes here, and I'm going to try to do it as quick as I possibly can. So I'm going to grab this circle. I'll start with a new circle, and I'm going to go in close, and I am going to hold Option and Shift and make a new circle like this, somewhere like this. I'm going to hold E, grab the Shift key and move it up, and then take the fill, flip the fill and the stroke, and then I want the fill to be white for right now. I want the stroke to be black, and I want this to be 0.5. Okay, and I want that to be moved below this. Okay, so I want it to come up a little higher even. Now, let us make this into this shape right here. Now, I'm going to actually move this down a skosh, take the A key, grab this point and move it up to make that kind of neat looking. All right, now take the whole shape and let's use the whole shape for the other shapes as well. So I hit Command C and Command F, hold Alt and hit the V key or the E key, either one, and shrink it. Hold Alt and Shift and shrink this. Now I'm going to take that particular thing and make it into a dashed stroke. So let's go click. Let's go about right there. I made it 2 and 1.32 between the gaps. That's kind of fine with me. I can go, let me take away the 2 and see how that works. Let me make that 1.35. I'm trying to get them to be even on both sides. Let's go to 1.4 as the gap. Okay, I don't see it changing. Cancel Mistress Oreo. So let me go to 2 and see. I just want to see a drastic change. Okay. Let me go to 2.1. I don't want to waste time on this. That's even worse. Actually, 2.2. If it's worse, then it'll get better from here. Okay, it just doesn't. Oh, man. Let me get out of that tool. 2.4. Okay, I'm like making it worse. So let me go to 2.2 here. Oh my goodness. Let me go to 2.5. So it's between the two of those. So let me go back to 2.3. Actually, I'm going to go to 1.5 because I want there. That's just about perfect. So I had to do a little bit of custom fitting, and now let's make the thing be a little thicker. Perfect. That's actually what I want. Okay. Now I don't want that to be a dashed line anymore. I actually want that to be an object, path, outline, stroke. Now I have my shapes, which I could get rid of, but I don't want to. So now let's make this shape. Command C, Command F. Let's remove the fill. Hit the V key, hold Alt or Option, and shrink it until it becomes the top of it, which is right there. A little bit bigger. A little bit bigger, Brian. Come on. Okay, now let's make it go down. Okay, Command C, Command F, and let's shrink this to become the bottom shape. Good, and now if I simply bring that to the top of everything, bring it above everything there, all I have to do is hit the A key, click on that point, and move it up. Now I have that shape perfectly. Now I want all of those shapes to be, I want to control them. So I'm going to turn this whole thing off. I don't need the bottom of that, but I do need that grouped. Command G. Okay, now let's turn this back on. All I have to do now is rotate this around the whole circle. So I have one of my shapes, right? I hit the R button, replace the center. Let me zoom in. Replace the center right down here. It'll say center. Hold Alt and or Option, and now make it more like this. There. Let's back off and hit Command D, and let's see where that actually goes. Okay. Should have put it closer. Okay. Grab it again. Put it in the center. Let's move it closer this time. And Command D. This is very frustrating at times. You know that? So you are not the only one that experiences frustration. Let's grab it. Maybe I'll make it even farther away. I'll see how that does it. So let's hold Alt. Let's keep it going. I'll move it farther away like this. And let's see how that works out. I should have done it a little farther away. Oh my gosh. I swear. But that's what it takes to get it right. I'll have patience. Okay, I put it that far away. I'm going to go that far away. You know, some of us would say we're having fun. So I did it again. What if I just smack it right up against this one? Let's see how that's going to work. Maybe I'm doing the wrong logic. Nope, that is totally not going to work. My goodness, you'd think I would have some kind of luck here. I was having trouble with my microphone, so I don't want to pause it right now. So if you just be patient, I'll do it one more time, and then I'll just probably accept it. So I'm just going to go. I don't know if I did that one yet. Let's just try that one. It's got to be one of the two. It's got to be one of the something. Now I can't grab the center. See, so maybe if I go the other way, maybe if I go the other way, I'll actually have more luck. So let's go that far apart. Gosh, if I would have just gone just a little bit more. Oh my gosh. Just a little bit more. Let's see if I can go a little bit more. That was what I did, right? Just a tiny bit more. I went just a tiny bit more. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm feeling like I need some liquid refreshment at the moment. Okay. I think I'm just going to accept this one because you are getting so bored. Oh my God, I finally did it. I know you're clapping right now, right? Don't make me feel bad. I know you're clapping, but it may take you that many times too, so there, ha ha ha. Whoops, I got something else I didn't want. So let me take the A key. I want a marquee and not get anything else. Okay, what am I getting there? I'm getting that rectangle. I need to lock up that shape. That shape is right there. That shape is right there. Okay, now I can lock this up. There we go. The reason I had to find that rectangle there, now I group these. Let's go up like this. Look at how they're just totally ungrouped. Command G to group. Now let's unlock the center, marquee everything, and Command G to group that. Command S to save. So now let's go put a larger circle with lines. Okay, so this won't take long, I promise. So let's go like this, click away. Sorry. Option and Shift this time, and go from the center, and now make it a big circle. Brian. Now, let's have that be a black fill. Good. This goes below our group. Good. Now we lock it. We lock that. We take the P key. We go from the center with the P key. And we click up, but not quite all the way to the top. So it's, I held the Shift key as I did it, so it was perfect. And I'm going to flip those and then make this be a lighter gray stroke. And then that has to go below everything. Okay, and I'm sorry, below the design, but above the black shape. And it wants to be like 0.5 in thickness and a darker gray. So let's go to this. Okay, now I need to have, can you see that that point is hollow and the upper point is solid? So I need to click the whole circle for it. So now both of them are solid points. Why? Because when I hit the R key, I need to move the rotate button right down to the path, right down to that bottom of that anchor point. Now, I'm going to pull the next one to the side. So I'm in the rotate tool, I'm holding Alt or Option, and I now have the next one. Now, it should go just fine. And if it's not, I'll just fake it. So let's go around. And I'm going around the whole thing. I'm holding Command D or Control D down. I'll stop right now and let's go right there. So I'm going to move that one slightly over and then grab this one, move it slightly over, and that'll be fine. Nobody will know the difference, that isn't perfect. Maybe you will. I don't know. Let's go like this and just move this one over and then move this one slightly over. I know that's not perfect geometry, but it's good enough. Now, we need to get all those lines. Look at all those lines. We need to get them. See how that right there is the group of the center right there? Oh, so let me go to the direct selection tool. I need to go take this and make sure that that stays locked. So when I marquee this, I need to make sure that I only have the lines, which I do. I have to hit Command G to group. Now I have the lines, which I can name. Now I unlock and show this. I unlock that, marquee everything there, and group the whole thing. And then I call that Shape 3. The last thing I'm going to do for you is a pattern, and then I'll be done. Hopefully this thing, I think you can figure this one out. Okay, these are just circles that I then made another circle on, and I just pulled one of the circles higher on the top. Then I just pulled the bottom down. You know, before I do anything, that I can just make a circle there, right? I can make that circle just right there, right? I could fill that circle with white, right? It's not a big deal. Now I can take that to make a daisy-like bottom. Watch, I can take it, just hit the A key, grab this, and grab the A key on that one point, hold the Shift key, and there is your little thing right there. Okay, so I think you can figure out how to do a flower looking shape. But let's go back to this shape. So let's click it. Remember I said that in the working art you don't want to use your normal shape, so we want to pretty much duplicate it. Now I should have two number 3s, so I'm going to go into the shape right there. You can see number 2. I'm going to move one of the number 3s up there, but not until I put it where it's supposed to go. I keep on making that mistake in front of you, and it's not a mistake, it's just not a smart thing to do. So I'm going to take the E key and I'm going to put this right here, and then I'm going to have this be the below shape. So I'm going to take this, make this bigger right there, put it right there, and I'm going to have that go now be the below shape. And now you can see how it didn't show up. Okay, why didn't it show up, Mr. Soriel? Let me see why it didn't show up. Okay, I did the same thing that I did before in my earlier movie. I moved the wrong one into there. Okay, so let me click on that one. Actually, I didn't. Let me go show why. Oh. Let me put it here, and now see, it should now be showing up, and then this shouldn't be showing up in there because it's not clipped. That should have been in there. Okay, for some reason that should have been in there too. So really what I want is I want all my shapes to be part of the clipping group. Remember, I made these two first, so I shift-clicked those first, and then the whole thing worked. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go backwards because I don't want you to be confused. I'm going to go to Object, Clipping Mask, Release. So everything is totally released. The way to do it correctly, and I'm going to turn off the eyeball on this one and this one. The way to do it correctly is to click on the first one. So you can see how I am clicking on the first one, shift clicking on the second one and hitting Command 7. Now, inside that group, all you have to do is pick up the other ones and drop them inside. So now I have it there. I'll even show this one and I'll show this one. If this one is actually going to now be part of it, you can see how it's going to be part of it. Now I'm going to move that shape lower. Now I think the problem with the shape is I incorrectly left a white fill on this shape. And that's important for me to tell you. That's my mistake. I left a white fill on that shape. So I'm clicking on the circle for it. You see over here there's a white fill. I need to remove it. Now I'm going to go to the compound path as I did before and put in a stroke of black and put it up. And I hope you understand what I just meant. Watch if I take this and put it above this shape. Watch if I click on it and I make incorrectly the fill be white. See how it covers all my stuff up? Okay, that was just a little error, but I'm glad I make these errors sometimes. So I need that, if I want that stroke, that neat, beautiful stroke to go above those shapes, I better have no fill on that stroke. So if you can't see something and you know it should be there, automatically check the stroke. So let me hit Command S to save. Okay. Now the last thing is going to be the pattern. And I want you to see how I made this pattern. It's not a big deal. It's just a square that I made. I duplicated the square. So I took this overall square like this. Whoops. Let me let me Z it back. All right, I'm going to hold the group tool and just make that square right there. Okay. Now, I want to go into working art and I want to ungroup that from the group. So I'm going to take that path wherever it is and I'm going to move it up above and by itself. So it's not part of a group. So I did it all by itself. See, it just says rectangle. It doesn't say group. Now I'm going to go Command C and Command F. I now have two of them, right? I take the pen tool and I subtract this. Now I have that shape. Now on the triangle right here, I'm simply going to go Command C and Command F, and I'm going to make the stroke be thicker. Now I don't want it to be rounded. I wanted it to be squared off. Now just for giggles, I'm going to move it up. I'm going to click on with the direct select tool, I'm going to click on this segment and just hit delete. Now what I have to do is remove the fill of this. I just want that. Now I want to put it right back where it snaps right into position, and you can see that I have a nice shape right there, right? Well, I want to move this over to here, but you can see that that's not working out. So I'm going to Command Z back. I want to take that whole thing here, and I want to take this whole thing with the point solid, and I want to go Object, Path, Outline Stroke. Now all I have to do is grab both of these strokes, right? Just marquee them both with the direct selection tool, hold the Shift key once I grab it, and I can make it go like this. Then just click this one and hold the Shift key and make it go like that. Then I could go like this with one, then click this one, hold the Shift key with another, and I have my shape, right? So now group it. So hit Command G. Now all we have to do is define that as a pattern. So this one's the easy one. So let's go up to here and say click new brush. I'm sorry, silly me. Okay, with that selected, let's go to Object. I need to have it selected, and I need it to be let me see. Okay, I need it to have it selected. I need it to reselect the circle over in the layer palette, Object, Pattern, Make. Now I get this window to come up to say, okay, my pattern is in swatches. Watch the layer palette actually isolate out the pattern, which if it wants me to make any changes, I don't. I just want to exit pattern mode. Okay. Now, I am going to go down to this because I wanted to show you later on when I allow you to make this in color, I actually want to recolor this pattern. So let me just make a circle. So let me go anywhere and make a new circle. Now I'm going to fill that with that pattern. So let's go over to here, and there's my new pattern, and now I filled it. That's cool. I like my pattern. Now if I click on the stroke, I can make the stroke any thickness, and now I can actually go over here, and that becomes one of my new shapes. So I'm going to hold the Shift key and make it smaller, pick it up. I'm sorry, I didn't switch back to the E key. And I'm going to put it over here and put it like right there as my new pattern. Okay, now let's actually call it shape 4. Now let's move this inside here and put it underneath everything, and now I have shape 4 there. Let me hit Command S to save the file.